Well, if I put that over in comments, we might do a little bit better. Hey, we got Joey Buzak popping in. How are you, bud? Look at the camera every once in a while. Might help too. Who knows? Lackawanna Rail Fan. And we got Steve. How are you? Rick Bailey. Nice to see you, buddy. Drew Dudes, Model Trains. Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider. And sorry, bud, I don't sing except happy birthday, and I don't know anybody's birthday. So, alrighty. Nate Jackson, Lackawanna Rail Fan. And we'll bring this back up later on. Still trying to horse around with stuff. I don't know why I do this. There we go. We'll bring this up later on. Because I have to hear myself talk. Who else we got? We got Joseph in here, New York Rail Fanning. How are you? SD70 Ace. The Carver. How are you doing, Paul? And Lee High River Subdivision. Nice to see you. And Michael McCarville. Nice to see you. Barnabas Junction. I'm going to throw the link up in the chat, guys, if anybody wants to pop up here. Hopefully there's not a bit of a loop, though. Hopefully. You guys can hear me okay and not me twice, not me 3 times, not me 4 times. James Galton, how are you? Frank Neer, happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody. And we had Thanksgiving a little while ago for us, so I think our next big one's Christmas. So, but yeah, happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans. And sound is good, because I got it on just a little bit so I can hear myself. It's really quiet in the train room right now. So I could probably turn the trains on. RJ78 Productions, how are you? Only hear you once. Perfect. That's all we need to know. Only once right now. Excellent. Hey, Ron Brights, how are you, bud? And I threw the link up in the chat, guys, if anybody wants to click on it. Tonight, I want to just talk about how everybody basically got started on YouTube, if you're a creator or not. Did you start because you wanted to be a creator? Did you start just watching videos and you had to make an account to comment type thing? So, but just kind of stories of YouTube, basically. And Lackawanna Rail Fan saying hi to John. John number 2. Kyle Stevens saying hi to everybody. How are you? Jacob Smith, nice to see you, bud. Hope all is well. God bless you and everyone else in here. And Crazy Joe, there you are. So biggest thing though, guys, like you got a webcam on a computer, helps out a lot. You just got to mute the YouTube or you get a bit of a feedback. But if you're using StreamYards, you can leave it up a little bit and you don't get this loop thing. Same thing on a cell phone. If you got a cell phone with a camera on it, just click on it. And you guys can pop right up. But we'll bring up one person at a time, and we'll ask a couple questions, see how they got started on YouTube. And we got a couple people down in the basement already, so I'm going to bring up one. And I'm hearing myself talk, so a couple minutes behind. So SD70 Ace Fan, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. And I know what I'm doing wrong here now. There. Now I might not have a loop, but can I still hear myself? Who knows? I've probably messed something up on this thing. But biggest question I got for everybody tonight is why you got started on YouTube. And did you make it to create videos or watch videos and you had to create a channel type thing just so you could comment and stuff like that? So you could, and I'm yelling at myself again. Yeah, just let us know what got you started on YouTube.
So how I got started into YouTube was filming the North Shore, going through Danville all the time. I would see that every day. So I thought, so that's how it started my channel. By filming it, coming back from Berwick, going to North Darwin, which that's what started the whole entire channel.
That's cool. So now, what do you basically use YouTube for the most?
I use YouTube mostly for rail fanning and doing reviews on stuff.
And models, HO scale, N scale?
Mostly HO scale now.
Yeah, right on. So what's your best thing that you like about YouTube?
The best thing I like about YouTube is basically filming and editing.
You actually like the editing process, do you?
Not that much.
Yeah. Okay, that was kind of cool. So I'm going to bring up the next guest, and it's going to be kind of a rotation thing. So get people up here like you and ask a couple questions, answer them, then we'll drop you back down and bring the next guy up here. So thanks for taking part and sharing a little bit of why you're on YouTube.
Oh no, what's going on?
I don't know what happened. Whoop.
Oh, you dropped me down already.
I got to figure out how to do this now.
I gotta move over if you're gonna.
Oh, there we go. It's confusing me. I got the two screens going, so I got the YouTube on this side with the camera, so I'm actually looking at that so I can see the chat.
Yeah.
But now I'm not even reading the chat again anyway. I'm trying to get better at reading chat, but it's just not working. And then bringing up guests, well, that's over here. So now I got to look over here and bring that up and play with other buttons. And so
That was the most shocking thing about live streaming was trying to follow the chat like at all, and like actually like keep thoughts going in your head to keep the stream going. So like reading and talking at the same time is just doesn't work.
Well, the thing you got to get used to that 30-second delay too, or sometimes it's 45. And
oh yeah,
depending on which screen you're watching, one could be, and then you could be sitting there going, "Are you going to answer or not?" Like your mouse moving, but nothing's coming out. Like
yeah. And what's its name? StreamYards is even farther behind than the YouTube chat. So you're kind of if you're hosting and you see a comment that you want to bring up, you have to wait for it to show up in StreamYard to click on it when it's already been over here for 30 seconds.
Yeah, so like I said, I got the YouTube. That's what I'm looking at, so I can talk to you.
Yeah.
Your mouse moving, but the StreamYards is what I'm listening to. So that's kind of a hard catch to get used to too, because conversations already happened basically, and I'm still sitting there waiting for you to answer. So
I think, like Barnabas says, it helps to have a PA to assist. It's like, yeah, anybody that has that second person that can sort of watch it and then feed stuff to you, that definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I kind of do with TSG Multimedia. I do that for him on his live stream. So maybe I'll just make that your job tonight.
You just hang out here and read comments to you.
Yeah, there you go. Just interrupt us all the time. But Manny Fernandez, thanks very much, buddy. Get the first wig going on there tonight. And we got Michael McCarville, 60-23. That's not a bad start. And we got Chaz Coe, broken already. Uh-oh, what broke?
Oh, would you break?
No,
or are they saying I broke it?
It's got to be you.
But probably.
And I think I got a train running behind me, too. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, well, that could be, too.
Yeah, it's not going very fast. So if we hear it go really fast, we know it's broken, going down the helix the wrong way. So, yeah, same question to you, bud. What got you started on YouTube? Like, we all know it's a platform out there. You click on it, you're doing a Google search or whatever. You're looking for something, and YouTube usually pops up for a lot of it. So you're watching videos and stuff. You want to make a comment, you got to make an account type thing. So for me, that's kind of how it started years and years ago. I don't even remember actually starting my YouTube channel, but apparently I did, because when I went to be a creator, they said, "Oh, you've already got a YouTube channel." And then I had to try to figure out my password. Like, holy crap. So, but yeah, I basically started my channel to make comments on other people's videos. That's probably going back a good 10 years when I did all that. So, but then when I wanted to start being a creator, I forgot all about people can see your videos. So I made tree videos because I wanted to try to remember how I made the trees. I'm getting old. I figure I'm going to forget. So I made the video. I posted on YouTube. I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, this is a great place to save videos and stuff. And then all of a sudden I started getting comments on it. It's like, really? People are watching this stuff? How did I do that? Like, and it kind of ballooned into this. So I think I had a flood that kind of helped that. BNSF 69 really helped my channel blow up back then. So that's basically how I got started. Now, how did you get started, Heath?
It's interesting that you mentioned starting the YouTube channel before you actually sort of started the YouTube channel, because if you look, it says my channel was created on November 2nd, 2015. But my first video is March 25th of 2020.
Yeah.
Because this is like an old account that I sort of woke up, I guess you can say, due to unemployment, basically. I was unemployed, I was bored. I don't do well sitting around doing nothing. And, YouTube is the second biggest search engine right now, too. First is Google, second is YouTube. And it's a good place to be. And I was finding all my information there. So why not give back a little bit?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I've got an AV background. So it was to learn as well
Yeah.
for myself as well as for others. So
Yeah, and I'm
yeah, it
starting
was
to
fun.
learn you got a few more skills behind you than just your pretty face too. So
Yeah, I mean, I my first paying day of work since I got laid off in March was on Monday, and it's with a company to do live streaming for corporate events. So I do think it's hard to see like what is this live stream, like why live stream, like why post videos, why do any of this stuff, and there is actually there's a world out there that'll pay you to do it.
yeah,
So,
for sure, eh? It's kind of
yeah.
crazy.
You don't have to be a starving artist on YouTube. There are other paths as well. So yeah.
Oh, I really did something on my screen. Now I got like 4 screens.
Oh no.
Oh, you just keep
Oh
talking.
no. Well,
Biggest next part of the question for you though that I've got is, what do you want YouTube to be for you?
I want YouTube to be sort of a secondary social network slash outlet slash community. And I kind of say secondary because I am sort of hoping at some point that my sort of first social outlet becomes, sort of that tighter social circle of physical people. But I do think that this is a little bit of a new reality, and I think having a worldwide community of people all around the world is something I'd like to maintain and hold on to.
Well, it really broadens the hobby, that's for sure, and
Yeah,
expands it quite often. Like I do know that when I first started YouTube, I really didn't think I'd ever make a friend off of YouTube. Never thought of
right.
the social aspect of it all. Once I got the hang of, okay, you post a video, you put it up there, you read comments later, whip de doo, and then find out there's actual people behind those comments too.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
right, like everybody says, oh, you got the keyboard warriors type thing, right? You get used to those in Facebook and forums and all that stuff. But when you get into the live streams and stuff, especially with our group, it's a very friendly, close. It's a family basically. So
And I
makes
think it
makes
depends a
a
lot
difference.
what niche you're in.
Yeah,
And I think too, a lot of people in this niche recognize that I can tell you all of my quote unquote secrets, and I don't lose anything by doing that. There are some people that think, oh, if I show you how to make a tree, for your example from
yeah,
earlier, it's like, oh, then I've somehow lost something, that it's not. It's like a dollar bill. If I give it to you, then I no longer have it. It's like this community is not. Some people are, but in general, this community's. Um, I'm not worried about telling people exactly how I do things, and there's enough space for all of us. So
for sure. So speaking of all of us, anything else you want to add about the YouTube thing, and then I'll just drop you down. I got a couple of people looking. Rick Bailey's down there. He looks like he's about to fall asleep, so I might have to bring him up soon.
no, I mean I can hang out for a little bit if you want someone to read comments for you, and I'll just hang out and be
Yeah,
around.
I'll leave you up here, but we'll bring up this guy before he falls asleep, and I'm going to try to. There we go. That's a little bit better.
It's about time. I couldn't stand listening to that guy. Oh crap, he's still here.
Yeah, he's
Hey,
muted.
what's going on, Heath? How you been, man?
He can't talk anymore, so and he can't hear you anymore either. So you can say whatever you want.
Oh, see,
Rick, you better be working on your stream for Sunday.
I'm glad you'll be there. I'm still wondering if I'm going to be.
So Rick, we got this great thing called YouTube. We post videos and stuff on it, but what got you started on YouTube, bud?
You did.
Sorry.
My answer is simple. But no, actually, I've got a very similar story as you do. I have a Google account, and with a Google Gmail account, they automatically activate your YouTube. So My YouTube, I believe, has been active since like, I don't know, like 2008 or 9 or something like that.
Yeah, I think mine was
But
actually
my
2005 or something like that. It was
Yeah,
actually,
something like that. But my first video was, I think, just about a year ago when you kind of strong armed me into putting one up there, and that's the story goes on from there.
I hear that story quite a bit. Sparky made me do it. It comes to people's first streams and stuff, and I just think that's part of getting yourself out there. Like, yeah, everybody's in the chat and everything else, and we get to know everybody, but once you start actually sharing part of your hobby and your skills and your dreams and your passion, I think is another part of YouTube that's really fascinating to me. Anyway, so
Sure.
but what else do you want YouTube to do for you?
I don't
They pay you
know.
$1,000.
I don't think I'll ever get into the monetization and all that. I don't know if I want YouTube. The only thing that I could ask YouTube to do is keep letting creators be creative. I'm not looking to expect anyone to do anything special other than be themselves. I would, I hate to see people fall into that category where they, have to do videos and they have to produce something and they have to be on live. Uh, some people can handle that pressure. I certainly can't. So that's not me. But I don't expect YouTube to do anything but be YouTube. YouTube, I don't think can do anything. I'm leaving it up to the creators to just keep creating.
And that's the part I do kind of like that. We've gone through some ups and downs with YouTube, obviously, like with the children's thing and monetization and all that other stuff that was kind of a bump in the road. We lost a lot of channels because of that too. People just said, "Hey, I can't post if kids are going to watch and they're going to fine me like millions of dollars and all that stuff." But
yeah,
kind of weathered the stream and got through it all. And we just do that. We just post videos just because it's stuff that we like. We want to share it. So
exactly.
very cool.
Rick, would you monetize if you could? Or, like, I get that it's not a goal of yours to get to the point of monetization, but if you get there, do you think you would?
No, I don't think I would. I just it in my head, and I could be wrong, but in my head it sounds it's to me, being monetized is almost like having a job. It's something that you have to work at in order to build your monetization, your monetized value. And it wouldn't make sense to me just to post videos, to post them knowing that you're going to get money for it. I would rather have, like you guys do awesome content. Your shows are structured. You put time into it. You've got you do your reminder videos, and you've got content on there that people want to see, and the way that you structure it is what builds your channel. I don't to say I'm not looking to build my channel wouldn't be completely accurate. I don't care to build it. If it builds, that's great. That just means people are taking my content and watching it and hopefully applying it, and I hope that it helps them. But I'm not in any way looking to go big or earn anything from it. I would rather just share the knowledge that I have, and this seems to be the okay platform for now to do that. I hope that answers your question.
No, it definitely does. And from my point of view, I think a lot more people know who you are and look forward to your videos than you realize. And I'm not saying that to say like you have to put out a certain amount of content, but like, I watched the video of you painting your new baby's bedroom. And like normally I wouldn't care enough about somebody else to necessarily do that, but your videos are interesting enough, and what you put together is interesting enough that I think it's there for you if you want it as well. So
I'm just going to interrupt you guys a bit. There's a lot of people trying to get into my basement, so I'm going to try to rotate really quickly.
You can kick me out if you need to, but
you just keep watching that chat. But that's what you're there for. You can interrupt us every once in a while, but Rick, you said your piece. I'm going to get rid of you now.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thank you for having me, guys. I'll catch you in the chat. See ya.
Cool. And another thing, guys, like once I kick you down into the basement or something, or you can just be like Rick and just leave. That's probably the fastest way for me to do it. So once I bring you up, ask your questions and stuff like that, answer them. Just feel free to click the red X and away you go and come back and take part in the chat. So I'm going to bring up Mr. Jerry. I know I've got a few people down there waiting. So,
where's the van, Jerry?
Outside. I'm not always in my truck. How you guys doing?
Good. Oh, good. I guess we figure you sit in your truck all the time. You didn't actually have a house, so.
Yeah, most of the time.
Mind you, that could just be the neighbor's front porch you're sitting on.
Hey, Ian. Yeah, so you guys are talking about how long you've been on YouTube, 2008.
Yeah, well, what got you started on YouTube?
Woodworking,
but
yeah.
Finding videos, or you wanted to post?
Yeah, finding woodworking videos at first. Because 2008, I started my channel, didn't post anything till 2012. And so, I just looked around and really never commented, just gathering information and, yeah, just doing that, just gathering information for years. And then I posted a video about something that one of the manufacturers had done and wanted to see somebody do something with it. And I did that. And then I didn't post for a couple of years. And then I started posting little by little, and that's it.
So you did like a review video first off to see how kind of get your fingers wet type thing?
No, I had made something that they were trying to, I don't know, so much promote, but just another jig type thing that woodworkers use, and they wanted to see another guy's version of it. So that's what I did for my first video. And then just after that, I would just do like little tips here and there, how I do stuff. And then trains wasn't until I'd throw in some trains periodically, but not much.
Say, thanks, Rick, for coming up, bud. It's always a blast having you around. So
that's my story.
Container Man thinks that you're sitting on the back of your truck in a lawn chair set up on the deck plate.
I am, yeah.
I could just be waiting for the next train to go by. So, one question I got: what got you switched over to the trains? Like you started woodworking and stuff like that, looking at those videos and stuff. All of a sudden, you were just banging the train community, and then you started posting those. So
the woodworking community is really big, and like I would post videos and get very little comments, but tons of views. I would get videos that thousands of views, but no comments once in a while. So it was like nothing going on there. There was no interaction going on. So it was like just post videos and you see your watch count go, but nobody's communicating. Nobody's asking questions. Once in a while that happened. So I guess my train videos, when I would go to like Strasbourg or something, they would get views and then they get talking, you'd get comments. And then, I don't know, just one thing after another, just more train watching and rail fanning and layout videos. And I guess just the community, this train community, rail, you guys, everybody here, just really kind of like sucked me in more, because you guys were more responsive than the woodworking community.
Yeah, we're like that. We just suck people in and then squish them around a little bit, eh?
Yeah, and that's not to say that the woodworking community is not sociable or just so much of it. Model railroad's small compared to woodworking. Woodworking is like you get DIYers, professionals, and home shops. So it's like it's huge.
Yeah.
So like you're just like a little fleck in that little community. But here
under the mattress.
yeah, so here, you can kind of like be, I don't know, in your own little world with your own little circle of people, you know.
So, yeah,
Not,
last little question for you though, Jerry. I got is questions from the truck.
mm-hmm.
How'd you get that going? I I do
I-
watch it all the time. I don't comment all the time, but
That's cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody watches and asks questions and answers questions. How I got started is I had questions like model railroad stuff. You know, was starting my layout and wanted to get questions. So I would ask some questions, and then I don't know if it was Wilmer or somebody said something, and I don't know, just one thing led after another, and it just, you know, is what it is today. And I don't, it's nothing big, but I look forward to it, and I hope some people get some information out of it.
I'm pretty sure I know one of the people that mentioned you should start questions from the truck.
Yeah, and I don't remember if it was Wilmer or I really don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember yesterday, so.
Oh, neither do I. So don't worry about it. So,
Art from PDR, our engineer, said that he really likes your trolley restoration videos. And I also think it's really interesting when you combine the railroading and your woodworking together and
Yeah.
show how both of your passions, you know, work as
Yeah,
one.
that's fun. Thanks, Art. Yeah, that's fun for me when I can do something like that because I love both of them, you know? And yeah, it's just it's fun to do. I wish I could do it more,
yeah.
but yeah, those projects are not always, you know, but
No.
when I can do them, I like doing them. You know,
Yeah, and a
they're
lot
fun.
of people don't know that about me and my channel and stuff. Is I love watching the history part of the trains from
Yeah,
back yonder. Like I'm not really into the steam locomotives and stuff like that, but old trolley restoration, steam locomotive restoration, getting things up and running again from the past and making it working today is fascinating to me to all heaven. Like I just find that one of the greatest things about YouTube is you can be right there to watch that stuff. So
how far are you from Holton County?
where the heck's Holton County?
It's in Canada over. It's a rubber. It's a train trolley museum in Holton County. Um,
Halton County?
Holton,
Yeah,
Halton.
that's Halton County. That's my next county, and I've actually been there.
Yeah, and they're
Yep.
pretty. It's a pretty cool place.
Yep, they've actually got one or two that actually run on the track still.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
pretty neat place.
Yep,
My
been
friend,
there, done that.
my friends went there last winter. They have a thing called Winterfest,
Yep.
and every year these trolley museums in different parts of the country host them, and people from all the other museums go to visit. And last year, not last year, the year before, in February or March, February, Holton County was their turn.
Yeah, it's a good
Hey, Jerry, on your main channel, you kind of do three separate things. You do rail fanning, you do model railroading, and you do woodworking.
Yeah.
Do you feel that they like dilute each other, or do you feel like it's helping your channel out? Because I know a lot of people struggle with,
Yeah.
you know, what should I choose to do videos about?
You know, it's kind of like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Um, yeah, like when I started, woodworking was it, you know, and you guys see I changed my name, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. That's why I kind of like got my other woodworking channel, but that I don't ever see. Like slowly, I'll bring over my woodworking stuff over there, but I don't see that getting big because my woodworking channel before I started more trains wasn't big. You know, I might have had like it wasn't until I hit this community that my channel started growing subscriber wise. Before that, I had like 70 subscribers, you know, and within the last 2 years is where I'm at now, you know. So yeah, I kind of wish I would have separated it better, but it is what it is. And I just make the best of it. That's all.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jerry. I'm going to drop you down and bring the next guy up.
Guys,
Got a whole full basement down there. You got 8 people waiting to come back up. So Like I said, as soon as I drop you guys down, just hit the red X and pop right out. Just opens up another spot for somebody else because screen's flashing constantly. So we're gonna bring up Dirty Dan's trains. And buddy, yeah, you got to sit up all the time. See, I'm waking people up that are down there, eh? So
Yeah, I was falling asleep.
yeah, so just quick questions. We'll get through a few people here, but YouTube, how did you get started on it?
So what? It was December 4 years ago. I don't exactly remember what it was that drove me to do YouTube, but I'm like, I got a train layout, and I'm seeing all these train videos on YouTube. I wonder if they mix, you know? I wonder if I could make train videos on YouTube. So I made these horribly edited, terrible quality videos of like a Lionel starter set on my, which was for the time amazing layout. And that was basically it. And it wasn't anything special because for a time I would just make videos like straight recordings. It wasn't even. Oh yeah, I got that hat. But it wasn't even edited. It would just be a straight recording. And then I did live streams. And then slowly the content got better and better until I got my Mac, which has the way better iMovie. And then I started making a lot better stuff. But that was about it. I mean, there was never really any drive to make content except for the people who I met, which I've met people who have been friends with for 4 years running now. That's kind of why I do it.
So you've met a lot of people on YouTube that are actually in your area?
Actually, yes. It was a bit of a surprise. I met my buddy Jack, and we had known each other for a few months, and then, you know, it happened to bring up the subject of, you know, where we do everything and where we are. And he wasn't 45 minutes from my house, which was crazy. So we ended up meeting up at a train show, and we've met up, I think, 3 times now. One at a hobby shop, a train, a train show, and then a train yard, which was massive. It's Norfolk Southern's Conway Yard, which, if you haven't heard of it or seen it, it's massive.
And I think a lot of us start out that way too, when we think, oh, well, it's nothing to create a video, how hard can it be type thing. So you get the phone out or a video camera out or whatever, and you start posting video. You edit a little bit if you can. If you don't know, you just post it up there. And you watch later, it's like, wow, that was just horrible. And then, like you say, 4 years ago you started, now you're still posting videos now. Do you go back and look at some of your old stuff and wonder why you're even leaving it up?
Honestly, I know a lot of people who take down their older videos, and I'll be like, why would you do that? Like, who cares if they see them? I mean, it doesn't matter unless you're saying something like racial or something offensive.
Don't do that.
But I don't know why people take down their older videos. I still have every video I've ever put up except for a couple failures, which were not well received, or just random things that didn't pick up any views at all.
That's actually one thing I do if I go to a new channel type thing that I've just found. I'll watch a couple of videos that they have just posted, but it's one of my habits to actually go back all the way to when they actually started their YouTube channel and watch one of their first couple of videos. And then I'll post on that one to say, hey, I was here and actually saw some of your older stuff too. So just to let people know that people can still see it or whatever. So, but with YouTube, what do you want YouTube to do for you? Or what do you want to make it?
Well, honestly, YouTube is not, it's an okay platform, but I'll be honest, YouTube does not really care for the community anymore. I don't know if you've seen their new terms, but now they have permission to put ads on people's videos that are not in the partner program and make money off of your videos. So if you spent days or weeks, months on a video and you didn't want it monetized, they can make money off of your content. So YouTube is not too great towards the creators, but not honestly really looking to go much of anywhere. I'm just probably going to keep doing what I'm doing, fixing trains for people and myself, and letting people enjoy it as much as I do.
Yeah, I guess one of the biggest things everybody has to remember, no matter how big your channel is, how often you post videos, or when you've started your channel to now, or how old your channel is you got to remember why you started posting videos in the first place. It was to have fun, to share, and to be part of the community. Even if you're monetized or whatever else, trust me, people don't make a ton of money off this kind of stuff. Not with our niche anyway. So you just got to remember to have fun and keep doing it.
Yeah, because my channel was basically before any community that I knew, and it wasn't a part because I like the restoration community, which there's somewhat of. It wasn't a thing when I started, and I actually hadn't become a part of any community for a couple years, and then a couple years ago, I was added to a chat, and that chat's still around today, and it's pretty crazy because now it's a whole community with SMT and a couple other people. But I was there for the beginning, which is something that not a lot of people can say.
Well, I'm actually hoping to have SMT on the channel next week, so see how that goes.
He's a fun guest to have. I've had him on my live streams before.
Oh, he is. He's been on a couple of mine too. So, but thanks for popping up and letting us know what's going on with YouTube and you. But I'm going to pop you down, and then we're going to bring up Anthony Dodge because he's sitting there. I think he's gargling and stuff. He's going to sing to us, I think. So, thanks for popping in, bud. There he is.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, how's things with you tonight?
I'm good. How's everybody out there? Happy Thanksgiving, Americans.
Yeah, we had ours a couple weeks ago or a month ago, or I don't even remember when it was because of this whole showstopper thing. You can't get together with your family or nothing. So I'm not even sure if we had a turkey. We can't. Maybe I better say we had a turkey, and I don't know. But YouTube, when did you get started with it, and how?
Well, like everybody has mentioned, the minute you sign in to YouTube or create an account, you automatically have a channel. So I've had a channel for 12 years myself. I started posting videos exactly 2 years ago this month. And I did it because my family was, I'm an American who does German trains, so there's not a big community for me. So I was looking online, and my family said, why don't you start posting videos? And so I did. And so I managed to garner a small audience, which I find amazing.
Now, when you were doing your videos and stuff, were you trying to create them for a German audience or any audience, or were you basing it on Americans to say, hey, you can get these trains over here?
That's a great question, but the answer is I wasn't trying to do any of that. I am not skilled enough that I could do one of the really high-tech, gorgeous videos on how to build something, how to do it. Here's how you wire. Here's how you build a baseboard. And I definitely was not going to be one that said, watch me build my layout, because I work so slowly. And I'm very new to the hobby, although I guess 4 or 5 years into the hobby now, I'm not that new. But so I knew I couldn't be like, let's say, I couldn't be like a Tom's Trains and Things. I couldn't be a TSG Media. I couldn't do those things. And so the goal was to be as different as possible. I was going to appeal to the stupid market, if you want to put it that way. My videos were just about trying to meet people into model trains of any kind. I didn't care if it was UK double O gauge, O gauge. It was just, hey, I'm another train person out here looking for people to talk to.
And that's one thing I've really noticed with this community. Like when I first got into it with the YouTube thing, there was HO and there was N and there was O and there was G, but they all had their own little area. You didn't actually mix. And I'd have to say the last 2 years, everybody's starting to really come together. This is a hobby. It's trains. It doesn't matter what gauge or scale you're in. It's all the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. It doesn't matter. Like my tree's this big to your tree's this big. Who cares? We're all the same. We all have the same personality that goes with it, basically. So
and we make our scale choice either through familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew there were other scales out there, but when I was a little kid and did have a train set for a couple of years, it was HO, and just HO was the standard. And but if I had money and 10 times the space, maybe I'd go O gauge because there's a lot of advantages to O gauge. Or if I didn't have the space, I'd go N gauge, N scale, not gauge, N scale, because nowadays, if you look at what N scale can do in terms of the detail, it's miles. It's countries ahead of where it was even 25, 30 years ago. The rotoscoping and all the technique, N scale is so detailed now. And even Z scale is getting so nice that for people that want detail but don't have a lot of space, Z scale works if you can handle that tiny size.
Nope. No, but that's one thing I've noticed with the N scale too. Is even the last couple of years, they're getting into the sound decoders and stuff, but it's getting easier for them to buy it too. Like it's not super expensive or rare, I could say, I guess. So more and more people are getting into that. So I think if I had to start again way back and didn't have the HO stuff and N scale was where it is today, I might have started with N scale just because you can put so much more into it. But you'll never hear me say that again. None of you will. So don't even think about posting that.
So I just appreciate people who like trains. The channels I belong to, it's the people enjoy what they're doing. There are guys that are running trains on the carpet, and I love their channels. That's all they're doing. They got track on a floor or track on a carpet, but they enjoy running the trains, and that's what draws me in. It's not who's the greatest layout builder or who's the cleverest. It's just if you have an enjoyment with what you're doing, that's what draws me in.
Now, one thing that you do have on your channel is singing. Now, how did
we don't have singing.
Okay. But how did you come about making songs for trains?
Okay. Let's see if I can keep this really short.
Okay.
I'm a writer. Years and years ago, I got a book published. I'm a poet, a writer. But even as a child, I used to love taking songs and making up goofy lyrics to them. I just always loved doing that. So a failed writer, a failed comedian. And then I was visiting a friend's live stream, and I've always done this, even when back in the 90s when I would go on the internet with the old IRC, MIRC, if people remember those chats. People would talk about a topic, and I'd just immediately start putting it to a song. I would just start goofing around with it and making up joke lyrics. And I started doing this on a friend's live stream about 4 months ago, and people were laughing. And if people laugh at something you're doing that you want them to laugh at, you're going to keep doing it. And so I finally, after one bit, wrote the whole song out and sent it to him, and he loved it. And then 2 days later, we were joking around, and somebody talked about Queen, and I took Bohemian Rhapsody and made a joke song about it. And yeah, I can't sing worth a darn, but I don't see anybody else volunteering to sing. My wife's been singing a lot lately, and she actually has a decent voice. But, and it just becomes a joke, but it's appealing to my creative side, that little writer and creative side. And as long as a song suddenly pops in, I'll do it. And if somebody comes in and likes it, great. If they don't like it, they don't have to watch it, you know?
Yeah, cool. So you do live streams also?
Yeah.
Just a small plug for your channel. When do you do those? And then I'm just going to drop you out of here.
Okay. If anybody wants their ears punished or wants to see nobody doing anything worthwhile, Fridays, 3:30 U.S. Eastern Time. Friday, 3:30 afternoon Eastern Time.
Cool.
All right.
Very cool. And your link's up in the chat there, so hopefully people will pop over. And I like the lyrics. Yeah, maybe you can't sing worth a bean, but to listen to the lyrics and stuff that you write for some of the stuff is just awesome. And like you said, some of it's worth a laugh, some of it's worth a great smile. And there's been a couple times I've actually sat back and went, wow, that's me. So
yeah.
So thanks for popping in and sharing that stuff.
Sure, thanks.
And Stuart's done eating and drinking now, so I'm going to pop him up.
All righty. Bye.
Yes. You ready, Stuart?
We all got to get ready for the accent.
Oh, what accent? It's a normal accent.
I've got an accent.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I was just eating a local pizza from your favourite takeaway down the road.
Oh, right down on the corner?
Yeah, that's the one.
My favorite place.
Yeah. You loved it when you came down.
Yeah. Oh, Stuart, thanks for popping in, bud. I know you've been sitting down there in the basement for a bit.
It's fine, no worries. Like I said, I stayed up a bit late. I thought I might as well pop on.
Yeah, I was trying to get you up as fast as I can, but hey, just got to go through the questions and stuff like that. And I love listening to everybody's stories. So, but cool. YouTube, like, how did you get started with YouTube? Like, was it just, oh, I'm going to watch a video or two? And
no, it was first, as you know, I'm a DJ as well. So I do DJing, and I was making mixing videos, and started off quite a while ago. My DJ name's the Michelin Man. Because obviously I'm a tyre fitter and work for a local garage, so I did that, and then I bumped into, obviously I know Jason through doing DJing and radio, and obviously Jason Barnabas Junction, which is in a chat. Hello, Jason. And then basically he was like, "Oh, I've got a model railway upstairs." I was like, "Have you?" And then that's when things started going to model railway.
Yeah. So what got you guys posting? Well, you in particular, what started posting model railroad videos then? Like, sure, Barnabas was doing it and stuff like that, but why would you take part into that? You could just let him do his thing.
Yeah, well, I got onto it, and then Jason really helped me with the first of Vibrant One, where the first one came round, and I started watching people like over here from Dean Park Station, Everard, all the UK big model railways, and obviously I was watching a bit over here. You, Vinny, Sparky, and everyone there. And I just thought I need to express what I do. As you know, my model railway is very slow. It's taken a while, but I just post up, and sometimes I just do random lives, just being silly, and it's just brilliant. I love it.
And so does your layout still look the same as when I was there?
No, actually, it's got a town scene now, but the rest is still cluttered.
You said slowly, so I thought I'd throw that out there anyway. So,
yeah.
But you branched off into Facebook also, so you do.
Yes, as many people know, and as Sparky and Heath are fellow members of MRYCG. I believe, quote me if I'm wrong, I think we're up to 3 years in March now. We've been going, and basically I do a Facebook show within the group every Friday, Facebook Friday, and for what Jason believe, I've only missed the show 3 times, so I've done it every week, and basically just talk about the latest train news and things that come over, and like for instance when you came over we spoke to you and things like that. It's just everything on Facebook that's quite exposing, really.
So do you find the Facebook platform just easier to use to go live, or
well, recently I've been
because
using
the group
StreamYard.
is over there?
Yeah, I've been using the StreamYard a lot more recently. It's a great platform to do everything. I do find on Facebook you do get the old, same thing on YouTube where you get your copyright issues and everything like that, because obviously I used to do a bit of music, but I've stopped that now. But it is good the way to branch out to people. Like I say, the Facebook show is exclusive for MRYCG. It doesn't go everywhere, so the only people in MRYCG can see the show. But obviously, due to recent event, obviously, for any people in the UK that are watching, we have a big Wally National Exhibition in Birmingham, which is our massive, big yearly show. But due to COVID, this year it's actually going online, which is this weekend. So we've been working a hell of a lot, doing all that, broadcasting all over YouTube, Facebook, and all over the place.
Yeah, Barnabas is in the chat there, so maybe he can post the link a couple times if he wants to that. I know they do have their live stream is up right now. It's just a test or whatever, but that's the Worley page. So
yeah, it's just reading back on John Dawson's chat. Yeah, Jason has cleaned up his mess on YouTube Tuesday. On Tuesday, it was quite funny because, as you know, it's Jason's birthday. Well, it was yesterday now this time, but while he was on his YouTube Tuesday channel, I set off confetti cannon in the layout, and it made him jump, and he gave him a birthday present and everything like that. Yeah, it was totally unexpected.
So with the whole YouTube thing, Stuart, where do you want it to take your channel?
I don't. People say that. Obviously, I know we have a few people out there that like to do big and better, and I'm not in it for the monetization. I'm not in it for that. I'm just here to spread, basically, just have a fun, have a laugh, spread the community. I mean, I have silly videos, I have serious videos. My modeling skills, basically, what I do is just have an open day. Everybody else builds everything. I film it and just get credit for it. But that's what I basically do. We just have it fun, and I don't really want to gain anything out of it. It's YouTube's YouTube. You just like it, love it, share it, notify it, and do whatever you want.
Yeah, and that's the good part about it. Like it, share it, but fun is the key word that you keep saying.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
All right, bud. Well, thanks for sharing that. I'm going to drop you down and bring up the train freak. See what he's got
No
to
problem.
say. See that he just popped right up. Thanks, Stuart. We'll talk to you, bud.
Cheers. See you later.
Oh, there. There's Train Freak. I'm going to bring up two guys. But Frank, you just sit there for a
Why
second.
not?
Oh, Mr. Train Freak. The guy
What
that
is
licked.
up?
Yeah, are you still licking decals? I think you got one stuck on your tongue there, bud.
No, more like playing with batteries, I guess.
Oh yeah, well, that was a different live show. Again, when you get into the live shows and stuff like that, the little sidebar chat when you're not paying attention sometimes can just take right off. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
caught
fun.
wind of it pretty early, and I tried my best to ignore it, but yeah, it doesn't really work that way.
That was all his fault. So
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he was there, but whatever.
I was just about to post his link, but now I'm not so sure.
It was me that said it. Yeah, so Jason, with YouTube, like, how did you go about getting started with YouTube? Like,
Well, with this channel or with my other channel?
you can go either way.
Okay. With my other channel, I don't have any videos on it that I posted. I've been watching, all sorts of YouTube videos for like several years. Never really got involved into the live chats or anything like that. More or less for research. But as far as this channel goes, the local friends at the hobby shop was like, dude, if you're building a killer layout like you say you're going to, you need to post your progress on YouTube. And so when I did that, and then I kind of noticed some of the live chats, Tom, you, Vinny, and that's kind of what got me started as far as, getting involved with the community. And this community is awesome.
Bet it is, for sure. We got 72 of them in here trying to figure out who you are and what you're doing. So,
Well, here lately, my live streams are pretty much what not to do instead of what to do. So
I know the one I watched was like, I don't know, getting through step 1 and step 2. And what was that, an hour and a half later?
yeah, hey, I've got it. Well, halfway finished. I had to butcher it. So I made a mistake of painting before gluing it together.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Well, that was the first time I ever attempted it. But
See, if you would have watched a lot of my videos earlier, I've actually got a couple of videos where I've painted it first and then tried to glue it together, and it wouldn't. It just goes all gooey and
yeah,
kind of melts together type thing.
so
But you would
I
have
had
learned
to,
that if you would have been paying attention.
yeah, so I had to break it apart and basically scrape all of the paint off of, the gluing spots and re-glue it. I also had to add like some type of styrene putty to it, and it's finally holding together. And I just went ahead and painted the stencil on it tonight before your show. So it's still kind of drying, but I'm hoping to have it all fully assembled by Sunday
Very cool. Very cool.
and
So,
done with
this
this
is your
crazy
second channel
project.
So
So
this is
do
your
I,
second channel, Jason?
my channel?
Yeah, this one. Is it your? You said you've started a channel before. Didn't
Yeah,
post
so
videos, so
so the other channel is my personal. It's pretty much like if you comment on somebody's stuff, like just to even ask a question, you have to create a channel.
right.
And so that channel, I never really used it to do any type of videos. And I really didn't want to use it for this because, I was kind of looking at the whole thing, not necessarily to get monetized, but I wanted to kind of also have my identity at first. Like I didn't, it's just kind of one of those things. It's kind of hard to explain, but a personal preference. So, and then of course, once I noticed, like as far as my Gmail goes, I can actually use the Train Freak as a sender's name on my email instead of my personal name.
Yeah, very cool.
So
how often are you using YouTube to post videos and share your progress then?
I try to do a layout update at least once a week. Sometimes it's like every other week. I do the Sidetrack Sunday live stream once a month, which is every third Sunday. I have to follow that guy over that direction. There we go. He's a tough act to follow, let me tell you. And then, every once in a while I'll post like some random Railfan videos, which I've been thinking about, instead of posting one or two here and there, maybe just do like one a month and just have like 20 trains or something going by, and try to post like really the cool stuff, like the ones that's got fallen flags. I caught a BNSF train that's carrying nothing but fresh railroad ties. So something like that, maybe once a month.
That'd be like the smell of creosote going past you for like miles and
Oh
miles.
man, just trying to stand out there right by the tracks, and it was just like the wind was just slapping you in the face as it's going by. 55 miles an hour. Yeah.
So you mentioned
Yeah,
a couple
it was
things.
fresh.
You mentioned a couple things that you do, your layouts and progress and stuff like that, your live stream and such. What else would you like YouTube to do for you?
I would like it to where there is not that 1,000 subscriber minimum to make it to where you can stream remotely. It's that 1,000 subscriber, 4,000 hours just in order to unlock that feature. If they would just drop that requirement, man, that would help my channel out so much.
I'm just trying to find it. There is one app that you can.
Well, you can do it with Streamlabs, and
one.
you can do it with StreamYard.
Right, but you can't do it with
Yeah.
GoPro.
But not through YouTube. You've got to use a third-party solution.
Yeah, like you said, Streamlabs. Use that one; it'll let you without having 1,000. So.
Well, and StreamYard
but you
will
can't
too.
be in an all red room.
I did the one live stream with my cell phone one day up at the hobby shop, which is a train depot, and we were just out there, trying to see if trains are coming by. We caught two, and then it was like 2 hours later, nothing ever came by. I did all that through StreamYard, but as far as like trying to run a GoPro on the layout, and do some type of operations with the GoPro, I can't do that. Not until I hit that 1,000 subscriber threshold.
So I hooked mine up through my iPad, but again, I wouldn't have that problem. So I can't really.
You're at like 4,000.
Yeah, mine automatically just goes through. So yeah, I guess I really can't help you with that. So, but they were saying StreamYards, so you can do it remotely with them too. So
yes, and that's what I used with StreamYard.
Yeah. So you should be able to use the GoPro with that also, I would think. But again, I haven't tried it. So, okay, so I'm going to pop you down, bring Frank up because I got him all excited there a second ago. And
that's fine. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
There's the tank. So I figured you'd like that.
Are the batteries inside or?
Dadgum, I knew I forgot to do something. All right, y'all. Y'all take care.
See you later, Trey Freak.
See you. Bye.
Later, Jason.
And Nathan's still sitting in the basement. His eyes are starting to close, so I'm going to bring him up also. Nathan, just keep yourself. I'm going to mute you for a second, but I'm just going to bring you up so we can see what you're doing. But there's Mr. Frank right there. How are you, bud?
I'm doing okay.
I thought we almost had a loop there for a second, but I think we're good. So, YouTube, when did you get started with it?
Well, actually, I've been on YouTube for a long time. As Heath just figured out there, I had another account. I didn't realize I was logged in under it, but you got 2 likes out of it anyway. But
there we go.
I used to go on YouTube just to watch videos on any random thing. You click links off of Facebook or whatnot. It wasn't until last fall, actually, that I had actually started looking for information on DCC stuff. I've always been involved with trains and stuff since I was little, trains under the tree, and most of the time since then I've had a layout under the tree or just a simple put it on the rug kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Then my dad, before he passed away, we had gone into a little bit more, put one around the living room and whatnot, and all this crazy DCC stuff come out. And we're like, oh, that's too complicated. We decided to do this new layout. He passed away just before I did it. And I said, I'm not going to run sections or districts. I'd rather be able to control everything individually. So I had to learn. So onto YouTube I went. And with the help of Tom, and I think that's where I met all you guys, that is on Tom's channel.
Yeah, I think so.
I've watched, I think, 99% of his videos, except I hate his Arduino videos.
I don't even try to understand those things.
No, forget it. That's something I can buy in DigiKeys and plug 2 wires into, or run 50 wires, 3 resistors, 3 LEDs. Forget it. I'll buy it out of the box. So that's where I got started. Really getting involved with YouTube is once I started trying to get into DCC. I'm no expert, but I consider myself pretty advanced in it now because with the help of you guys.
So, what made you start taking part in the live chats?
Oh, it's just fun.
Like, I know a lot of people, like right now it says 70 people are watching. Obviously, 70 people are not in the chat talking right now. So, a lot of people start that way. They come, they're watching it, but they're not in the chat. They're not taking the part. What made you start taking part in the chat part of it?
Well, right after Tom had his first guest, who was that guy up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. I thought that's pretty cool. And I had messaged Tom. I said, how can we do that and get more people involved? Because to me, what it's become pretty much is like an online train club. I don't have any really close train clubs here with this whole mess that's going on. You can't get together. I got to find out a lot more people like Scott and whatnot are only a stone's throw away, perhaps. I'm in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania. It's the home of P&LE. I mean, all their shops, everything were here. They're all torn down now, but their tracks are still here. And I grew up, like, out my back window was their switching yards, and there I am, 4 years old, drawing the trains on a piece of paper with the green, that jade green, whatever they were back then. And I've just been hooked on it since. But to me, this has become more like a online train club. Mm-hmm. You could come here and ask questions just like you could in a club. You get to see other people's stuff that they have just like in a club. And that's why I posted a couple of videos of my layout. They're not the greatest, but you guys actually get to see what I've done.
Yeah, there's no real pressure like to take part in the chat. There's no pressure to do that. But like you said, once you do, it gets to be quite a bit of fun joking around. Or like you said, you can ask questions. There's always little sidebars going on in the chat that a lot of us will miss, like doing the live stream. People ask questions like, how do I fix this? Or how do I do that? Or all that kind of stuff. And there's always people in the chat that can help out like that too, right? So
right. And I like to help. I mean, even though I'm unemployed as well right now at the moment, I can't sit still like Heath can. I cannot sit still. So I'm volunteering at the local soup kitchens and stuff like that. And Heath had posted a video earlier where somebody was going to give one of my main concerns is keeping kids in this hobby, and somebody's giving away a train set. And I'm reaching out to Heath on the side here, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to donate a train for him to give away.
Right.
But I want to expand this too. I bring neighborhood kids in. I got to get parents' permission for them to look at the trains. Have they broke stuff? Yes. But you got to learn with little kids just to have some patience with them. There's not too much the glue won't fix, and when they come over, the expensive stuff gets boxed.
Oh, and that's the trick I've got too. Like I've got what I do out here in the layout, in the shed type thing. Run the trains that I run, but when I know I've got the kids that are coming over 10 or under, even 12 basically, but there's different age groups you get different trains out for and let them run.
Out comes the Bachman.
Yeah, well, I got the 2 that are running right now are just Walter's mainline stuff. Like there's no detail to them or nothing, but they're pretty good runners and they'll haul pretty good trains. So because kids like to make the biggest train they can.
Yeah.
And then when they start tipping over, well, it's only a Walter's main line, so I guess you can there wasn't a lot to break off it anyway. So
yeah, so I just enjoy being here. It's like a community. I can't get out and really see anybody. I just like being here. And I have a sense of humor. Sometimes it's dry, but I like to make fun of that guy up there. And Scott likes to break my speakers with his voice.
Yeah.
And even Tom, I pick on Tom on the side all the time too.
Oh, you got to pick on everybody the same, so why not?
Heath, I missed that question. Post it again. You sent me a message in Discord and you said any thoughts, and I missed it.
Oh, it's just more about the giveaway.
Oh, okay. I'll look at it when I'm done here.
Yeah, we can talk later.
Yeah, no problem.
No, that's a good idea. So that was Michael McCarville that just did that giveaway, I believe. So very cool of
Yeah.
him to do that. And like you said, keep the kids in the hobby. So that's nice to do.
So you're in HO, Sparky. He's in N scale. I'm trying to think what HO would probably be better make sure it gets given away to a kid, right? HO, not N scale is probably too fragile for them.
End scales for kids, I think, would be a little harder for them to play with, to get things on the tracks, to make it run properly. And
You mean HO? I mean N scale, yeah.
yeah, so HO is a little more big, robust type thing, right? Especially
Right.
The Walters train sets and stuff. They're made for kids. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll go to Hobby Lobby or Hobby Express up here by Scott's house and pick something up and send it off to Heath.
Just to clarify one thing, Michael McCarville is giving away his set on December 2nd, so next week after Sparky's stream.
yeah, I just
He'll
saw
give
that.
away the set.
Guess I got to put that up. You can't do that.
There-
So
Yeah, I can't.
We did a local show here last Christmas before all the COVID stuff with the Bellevue Fire Department. We benefited that fire department. It's another local fire department. One of the local churches there let us use their basement for 2 months, and we set up a train display using O scale, which I have some of that too, displayed in boxes. But there's a local club in Ambridge, Ambridge or Aliquippa. I get those two confused. But there's a couple guys there to take old HO stuff, make sure it's all running and stuff, box it up with a circle of track. And they dropped off maybe like 30 sets, boxed up sets. And we gave those away to random kids that came into the train show.
oh, that's cool. Good way to get them hooked. Just get them playing with it. So
Yeah, there was I had a Polar Express O scale layout set up in the corners that the kids could actually play with. And there was one guy that came in several times, and he had this little kid with him, and the little kid never wanted to leave. The last day of the train show, the kid comes in, and we were getting ready to close it up, and he goes, "Oh!" He started like crying. He looked like he's 6, 7 years old. He started to cry, and his dad was with him. And I said, "You see that Polar Express set over there in the corner?" He said to his dad, and he said, "Yeah." I said, "Box that up for your kid and take it with you."
right on.
Yeah. So I mean, his kid, he started to cry. His kid was ecstatic. So, but yeah, kids are the future here, and they are pricing things out of control. Some of the stuff, too much detail, not enough insides.
Yeah,
But
a lot of it. But again, with our hobby, I just on this little note here with the hobby, it is kind of as expensive as you can make it. If kids are just starting out with it, once we get back into the swing of life, train shows and stuff is the perfect place. $5 cars, $10 locomotives type thing. Get them 3 or 4 locomotives, 20 cars, and a little roundabout thing of like my first train set basically was a figure 8 over and under set.
Yeah.
Love the thing, right? Pulled
That's
10
funny.
cars around that thing and thought it was the greatest thing in the world. So
yep, that's the first thing that was bought for me, and I'm actually looking for one. You see those old vintage train sets on eBay, whatnot. Back in the early '80s, my first train set that was bought for me that wasn't my dad's was Lifelike's Cargo King, over and under GP38 chassis. I am looking for that set just to put it away.
yeah, that'd be cool. So one last question for you, Frank, is what would you like to do more of on YouTube?
Just meet more people, have more fun. I mean, I'm happy where it's at now. I wish we could go out, but of course, if we went out, there'd be less of this. So I don't wish for more COVID, but I'm happy with it right now.
Yeah, it does have its benefits. I guess is one way to look at it for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for coming up and sharing, Bud. I'm going to swing over to Nathan now.
All right, I'll drop out of here.
Thank you very much, Bud.
Yep.
Take it easy. Nathan, I think you got to unmute yourself. Oh, no, I can do it. You can do it too. So there you go, Bud. You've been on YouTube for a little while. What got you started?
Yeah. Let's see. It started off as watching videos. Somehow I got interested in trains, like born into it, and then I think I ran into DJ, and then it somehow clicked or got me interested in watching more of his videos, and then then in somewhere in 2015, my sister started making her own YouTube channel, which no longer exists. And then I thought, hey, I want to make my own channel. So then my dad, random reason, wanted to type in my name, Nathan Delay. That's why my channel is named that way. And then I started doing animations of little trains, not much, which are still on YouTube. But then I did car animations, not so great. But then I thought, if the key to having YouTube or a channel is, if you don't enjoy it, there's no point. So then I started doing trains, and then I found you, Sparky, and then felt like it feels like this group, this community, like gets what anybody's saying, and when you meet, and like when I went to Steamtown, it's like even better. It felt like it opened another perspective on things, of like people know what you're saying more.
That's one question I do actually like to ask some people is, did you ever expect YouTube to turn into real friendships outside of the virtual world? Did you ever think that you were going to meet so many people?
I guess I was hoping for it, but I think the way how I thought of it is better than I thought.
Yeah, for sure. So some of the videos you do post are you making scratch builds, and you're fascinated with scratch builds. I'd find you every live stream you come on, you're always asking, do you have scratch build locomotives, or have you done them, or whatever? What got you involved in making scratch build locomotives?
Something, I guess I was somehow born with, I don't mean it to be a negative way, but I don't know if it's something with my autism, which is a type of disability, but if it gave me a perspective on things in a good way of wanting to build things. I've been wanting to build things with it when I was a kid, like Lego, so on and so forth. But then I don't know, ever since I heard the word scratch building, it's like, I wish I could do that. And then when I watched a video about British Pendant, like I said before, it felt like that opened up to more inspiration. And then what really got me interested in scratch building is, like, I really want that Duchess Hamilton British train. And then I like, darn, there's no way around it. So I thought, hey, I'll just get a Bachman Gordon and convert that into a sandwich. And I was happy for that. And I wondering, why is nobody else doing, not to be in a mean way, but
you got a great imagination, and you, for the way that you do scratch building, you'd have to have that too. I know myself personally, my definition of scratch building is going out and buying a Bachman train, and the shell breaks, so I go out and buy another shell and put it on. That's a scratch build to me. So,
or a kid washing,
right? So,
yeah.
But you take that to an awesome level. I love having the ones that I got from you and stuff like that. So, what do you use YouTube for now?
I'm hoping that I hope my channel is like, could be a icon of an inspiration for anybody who wants to get into scratch building or something, or like me, like someday I would want, and I'm not really joking when I say this, I really want to build a real train, if that sounds crazy enough.
It does sound crazy, but I could actually see you doing it.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of pop cans and bullet casings.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping to go all, like, anything that I hope to, like, welding and stuff. Like, I know it seems far, but plastics, list goes on.
Well, maybe Heath can kind of, like, I don't have anything like this around me, but I have seen it in the Toronto area. Maybe in New York they got it too, but there are some famous artists out there that just take steel, weld it together, mold it, make it into a shape, put it in a park, and call it art. And people walk past that and go, wow, that's amazing stuff. You've got that ability and you've got that imagination. You could do that for yourself. You could be famous, even more so.
Yeah, I guess.
There was.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Nathan.
Oh, I believe like what Ben said, who's Creative Rails, like I agree 100% that like there should be YouTube channels about more of creativity, more imagination. I believe if you have all those things, it'll give, not, I think it's like the key to like get more layouts interesting and ideas and inspirations that probably no one has ever thought before. And
Yeah, he's just a little bit in New York. Like you guys must have all kinds of that kind of art around.
Ton of it. Even one block over, there's a guy that has all this sort of metal stuff that he builds just sitting right outside on his stoop. But yeah, I just wanted to say too, the Pennsylvania Railroad legend said that he has autism as well.
yeah.
So yeah, but I love that you take all these found objects and you turn them into transportation pieces, right? Like something like it's a Coke can, it doesn't move, and you take it and you mold it and you change its shape and turn it into a something that has movement to it, and it's really neat.
I'm really sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm not really into measuring, but I think as long as the creativity is there, I think it makes a good reason to build anything really. No restrictions, no nothing.
For sure. So I know Michael McCarville's probably started going live now because he always goes live right after I do. So last thing, Nathan, just what else do you want to do with YouTube then, bud?
I'm hoping YouTube would get rid of dislikes, but I would rather them change it. And the reason why is because I think dislikes are more for hatred. Anything like, oh, I would just want to put a dislike because I really don't like this person or blah, blah, blah. I would rather them, if you put a dislike, you have to put a comment saying, why do you dislike the video? And I think that will probably give a better reason to improve the video.
Oh, there's that way of looking at that too. And I'll just end it on this note with you is if people have to put a reason beside a thumbs down, you got to be ready for the person to attack you also and say that I hate you, you're a jerk, your work is crap, right? So
yeah,
if a thumbs down is just a thumbs down. It doesn't really mean nothing except it's thumbs down. A comment could actually really hurt people. So
yeah.
YouTube actually likes thumbs down. YouTube looks at thumbs down as interactions. So it's it's all positive for you, whether it's even if it is a thumbs down.
Yeah.
And that's once you're on YouTube for a bit, that's how you look at it too. I don't even thumbs down to me is nothing. So, but Nathan, I'm going to end that with you, bud. Pop you down. Thanks for coming up, bud, and sharing.
Yeah.
Really awesome. And I hope to see more of your Scratchville videos soon.
I would love to do that.
All right.
Have an awesome day, everyone. Bye.
See ya. All right, Heath. One last comment on this stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks. But YouTube, is it all that you ever thought it would be?
It's very different than I imagined it would be. It's so interesting how some people can be on here purely for fun and others are on here as like a business and a career, and it's everything in between as well. And we can all decide how we want to be here. Like you don't have to be one or the other. You can make it up as you go.
And for me, it's just basically community, fun, sharing. And when I do have problems, I throw those videos out there too. And again, it comes back to the community and everybody helping each other out. Like I've said it a couple other times too. I never thought I'd make friends on YouTube, but here they are. I've met them in the real world. I text with them. I call them. You're one of them. There's just so many of them. Like I go and visit Vinny and TSG Multimedia. I've been to the UK to see Barnabas and Stuart. Like to me, it's just so much more than just this platform. So I love it. Love all of you guys. And thanks, Heath, for hanging out with me and reading the chat. And I saw you typing away quite a few times there. So
trying a little bit, looks like we now have a Heath 2 in the community. So
we have a Heath 2.
Yeah, I didn't think that would happen.
Oh, cool. Somebody wants to be you. Oh, you are Heath 2. Man Cave.
No,
Hobbies.
Man Cave is Heath.
Yeah, Man Cave Hobbies is Heath 2. I give up.
Thanks for having me, Sparky. But thanks for the inspiration and thanks for the help as well. You've helped a lot of these.
Yeah, if you can just throw up Michael McCarville's channel there one last time. I said I'm pretty sure he's gone live already. So everybody can pop over there. And like I said, next week is going to be his giveaway. So if anybody knows a kid, which is under 13 or whatever, that wants to get into model trains, watch his live stream tonight and hang out, take part in the contest next week. Maybe you guys can win it and give it away to another kid. So, and TSG Multimedia, you're a hoser too, man. So yeah, I'm gonna drop that out, and I'll probably see you guys over at Mr. McCarville's channel, probably in about 15, 20 minutes, I would say. So thanks for helping out tonight, Heath.
Thank you.
And everybody over in the chat, thanks for hanging out, talking. And everybody that did come on the stream tonight, I appreciate it. Sharing your stories about YouTube, how you got started, and just pretty cool. So I'll see you all later on. Bye for now.